Alright, so welcome back with Sports Spots. So today we're going to talk about fishing. Alright, so what is your PB? 5 pounds. Alright, my PB is about 3 or 4. Alright, so what is your favorite type of bass to catch? I feel like I catch largemouth more than small in the ponds I fish. Same bass. Which ones fight the hardest, you feel like? Yeah. So, do you fish rivers? Yeah.
Depends on what I'm fishing for. I'm fishing for catfish, sunbass.
Yeah, catfish are pretty good in rivers.
Catfish rivers. Garb, definitely rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Carp rivers. Just bigger
Yeah.
bottom feeders probably.
Yeah. So, favorite bass fishing lure?
Favorite bass fishing lure?
Alright, we'll do soft plastic and then we'll do lure.
I've got to admit, soft plastic.
I have a Christmas combo fishing worm. I don't have the packaging right now where I'll tell you the brand. It's like a blue and like a baby blue and black one. I can't think of what it is though.
Soft plastic. I like a jig. I like.
Do you fish with a barrel swivel?
A barrel swivel?
Yeah. Oh.
I like to use a blue rig.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
That's alright. So.
Getting that up and down, letting it fall.
So what fishing pole did you learn off of? What brand and type?
That's some Bass Pro bait caster.
I learned off of Walmart, probably $25 push button. It was red. Favorite rod ever. Pretty cool. So, what else do we talk about?
Well, let's talk about strategies.
Alright.
Strategies. So, if you were trying catching a fishing amount of fish in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
how would you do that?
I don't know. Probably.
What would you do?
I don't know.
So, the thing is, when you're bank fishing, and my papa taught me this, you're bank fishing, and you see those guys go out on boats that got the fancy bait casters and the Mercury.
Yeah, I fish like $95,000 boats.
Yeah, and you see them casting towards the bank. They might be the stupidest people alive. Look. So when you're fishing off a bank, so when they're fishing towards the bank, they don't understand that the fish are right under them.
Yeah, they're idiots. Because why would the people are on the bank for a reason? Either they don't have a boat, or the fish are like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But why would you be casting on the bank if you have a couple $1,000 boat that you spent a crap ton of money on just to be fishing the bank? Like,
And a lot of people, they throw on these giant glide baits and like they try to find what works. My papa caught an 8-pound bass off of a jig and 8-pound line on a little tiny spinning reel.
yeah, I just run around to the trees and find crickets and tie them on with a split shot and catch catfish and bass off of those.
When they're trying to fight a fish like those wannabe fishermen, they're yanking them fish out of the water. No. When you've got a big fish on, that's how, when you watch YouTube, they usually lose them. Because, and I caught a catfish the other day on a rooster tail on like 4-pound line. And you gotta feel and turn, and that you're pulling, not just cranking and pulling and going crazy at the same time, because you can get, the fish will come off, and I've learned that from experience with sand bass.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like,
You gotta
And when I was catching the other day, I got a new pond to fish, and them small bass fight pretty hard. The smallmouth bass are pretty good fighters. Cause I was thinking, they're 4 or 5 pounders when they're, 12 ounces or something like that, So it's wild how hard fish fight when they're so small. And I was thinking perch fight, pretty good for their size.
Fly rod.
Yeah, those are.
Like you catch 50-pound fish.
Alright, have you caught a trout?
Yeah.
What's your PB trout? And if y'all are wondering what PB means, it means personal best. So a lot of fishermen say that when they're like when someone says like, "What's your PB?" That means what's your personal best fish.
Yeah, but what I was talking about earlier, when they're yanking those fish up, you gotta feel for the pull. You gotta when they're running the opposite direction of you, you gotta pull. And when they're facing you, that's when you reel.
Yeah.
But once they turn, you gotta keep doing that because my papa told me an old story. He's like pretty much my fishing influence, and he told me a story about how when he was young, he seen a lady with a Zebco, like a little Zebco reel, and they were down in Colorado fishing for trout, and she pulled in a 40-pound carp off a 4-pound line because she worked with that fish for 45 minutes.
That's crazy. So let's talk about where's the best. What's the best and worst state to fish?
Best and worst. It's arguable because everybody has different baits and techniques.
Yeah. What about in?
Like you wanted to catch a more variety of fish?
Yeah.
Florida probably, or like along where you can have beaches and fresh water.
Yeah, I feel like.
Louisiana's not bad, so you can get some big cats out there. But
Yeah. I mean, unless you're that guy off of Chasing Monsters. What's his name again? Jeremy Wade, I think. Yeah. That he's freaking, catching 1,000-pound grouper with, a stupid expensive setup. I mean, that's when you let them run until your fly is almost out, and then you start reeling them in slowly. Is my opinion. I feel like that's what he does. So.
Another thing that I want to cover is the baits that people use when you're throwing on giant glide baits the size of a bass. Okay, sure, you'll catch a giant muskie or maybe get a little dink that's aggressive. But when you're going to be looking for those big bass, they're not going to be. They've already seen somebody's lure pass by hundreds of times with these.
Yeah.
And when those glide baits are that big, they use their brain because that's not what bass eat. Ginormous glide baits that are bigger
bigger than your hand, if you're 15 and older. I mean, your hands, most people's hands are pretty big, especially guys. I mean, using, fishing lures bigger than your hands, expecting to catch, 8, 12-pound bass when you're going to get lucky to gill a fish.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, you catch bass, not bad bass either on those glide baits, but what bass like is bugs.
Yes.
Bugs and
spiders, grasshoppers, crickets. What else do they like? Spiders, grasshoppers, crickets.
Grasshoppers, crickets, like bugs.
Yeah, anything really. And I mean, unless you're like a YouTuber that has their own pond that's been stocking it for years, and that there's giants in it. I mean, that's when you start, using the bigger lures where a pond that you fish for years and know what it is. But I mean, you don't just want to go out to a random pond and be like, oh, I'm gonna use this 12-inch glide bait and expect to catch a 15, 20-pound, or not, that's way too high, like an 8, 12-pounder. I mean, that's just like really, that's a big bait for that size fish, I feel like.
Yeah, like people on YouTube and stuff, they want to, they're trying to use these giant, they're using the wrong baits at the wrong time. And they always never catch fish. And they're like, well, fishing trolling unsuccess. Can't catch a fish. But
Yeah, but they're also, making content like, what Tyler's fishing post. What's that guy that always does the collabs with Tyler? I can't think of his name right now. You were talking about him the other day. I can't think of his name right now. But they're doing challenges like $1,000 budget, $50 budget, $20 budget. I mean, that's just crazy money to throw into a tree or not even catch anything on. So that's just wild to me that they're spending that much money. But I get they're making a crap ton of money off of it, off of merch and the actual video itself.
yeah, and you usually get people throwing top waters at the wrong time. They're not going to be hitting top water during the middle of the summer when it's
100
probably
degrees.
85 plus. They're not going to be hitting top
I'd
water.
probably say 80.
But if you get lower than like 67, they ain't going to hit
Not
top
trying to say 6. That's honestly a good temperature.
You got to find them at least 70s.
Yeah, that's a good,
And then
I mean, they're not going to bite at, depends on what the temperature is at 11, but, noon through, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, they're not going to bite a top water because they're not going to be aggressive. They're not going to be, up at the top of the water looking for food. They're going to be down low in their beds, waiting for fish to come by, or waiting for baits, or waiting for wounded stuff to come by.
yeah. And usually when you're fishing like that, you probably need to use some crankbait or there's these soft plastic bluegills.
I mean, I even feel like crankbaits are too high. They're probably like an inch off the bottom of or top of the water.
Well,
Depends where you are.
yeah, crankbaits also have depth and the depth really matters because if you're trying to catch a giant, in its middle of the day, you've got to be deep.
Yeah. And I also want to talk about how to throw a worm. So what I've been taught is that you throw the worm, let it sink to the bottom. You reel, probably make a full loop in, 0.10 seconds, I'd say, and jerk, like a light jerk, reel, jerk. I mean, you may have a different opinion on that, but that's what I catch my fish on.
My question is how you rig your one.
How to rig it? I either do a wacky rig, or I get them little things. I can't think what they're called. It's like it has like the little heads on them. It has the hook on it, and you make it go through. It has like little face heads on them. I can't think of what they're called.
Jig head?
Yeah, that's jig head. I usually do a jig head or just, hook it regularly, wacky rig, or I'll either cut a chunk of it off. And I have like a little thing that I can get a tail. I can buy a tail from Bass Pro, Cabela's, Walmart, and it'll basically staple it to the back of a worm, and I run that through the water sometimes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, those are good. I usually use a bullet weight and a Texas rig. So when I rig my Texas rig, I put my worm on. I put my worm on about an inch, and then I hook it. Then I work it all the way to the top and turn it around and put it back into the hook. But you want to keep your line, your bait as straight as possible.
And I've been wondering, do polarized sunglasses actually help you see the fish better? Is that a true thing?
Well, depends. You're gonna see the fish. You might not know what they are. If you're an expert, you know what they are.
Or just know that pond really well, or that creek, or that,
Yeah, usually, if you don't have polarized glasses on, what you're gonna see the most are sometimes see little bass, or when you're fishing in a gar loaded spot, you'll see a bunch of gar come up to your baits because they're so curious.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. What do you, so what do you think is, would you rather have a carry tackle box or a backpack tackle box? Carry tackle box, and then for what reason?
I ain't gonna spend $200 on a backpack that's just gonna hold my fishing bait.
Yeah.
I could go buy one of those for like $20 at Walmart, or I could just go buy a backpack and put
Yeah, the boxes in it.
get tackle boxes at Bass Pro for
15.
under $10.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you can get them for cheaper at Walmart. And then I would also want to talk about homemade lures. So I've been making a little bit of homemade lures. Is I'll get a bottle cap, not like the cans, take the cap off, and then I'll put hot glue around the edges, drop glitter on it, and then put a hook on the back. And I've been catching a couple fish with that. But you have to make sure to put split shots on it, because them suckers are so light. So, I mean, but yeah, and they're like really reflective too.
Yeah. Should be good.
All right, well, that's the end of the Sports Pods podcast. Like and sub if you want more content like this. See y'all next time. Bye.